Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, which most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been watching me on this journey where I started in 2019, stating out loud for my New Year's resolution that I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video for the entire year letting you know that fear, shame, and guilt wasn't breaking up with me. It is a stalker. 2020 was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others. 2021 was to break up with processed sugar, which I am now a little over 5 months sugar, flour, wheat, and caffeine free. And that started May 6th of 2022 that I was able to do that. And then for 2022, it was to attach an income to what it is that I do, which I still haven't really attached an income, but I was talking last week that I got my first set of invoices from Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, for payment, which is, I think my payment's going to be a little under $5, but it is a start. So that was huge. So thank you to everybody who's watching me. I've been talking about my life story and what's going on. And first of all, I want to let you guys know I am growing out my gray hair. And I started thinking about this a couple months ago, but I was scared to do it because I know it's going to make me look a lot older. I used to be a hair colorist, by the way, and I remember one time when I was at work, when people would come in and say they were thinking about growing their gray hair out, and I worked with a guy, and he was the only person who could get away with this, but someone would come in and say, I was thinking about growing my gray hair out, and he's like, that's fine if you want to look 20 years older. And everybody was like, oh my God, I don't want to look 20 years older, which I don't either. However, I'm starting to get rid of everything in my life that feels like a job, and coloring my hair every 3 to 4 weeks is a total job. And so I decided that I'm going to grow it out and see what happens. And so I'm going to continue to look grayer and grayer and more unkept in these videos as I do them. So I'm going to do it. You guys are going to watch me do it. I figured it is now going into the fall and winter, and I can pull my hair back or put a hat on. So I'm going to wear a hat or pull it back until I cannot possibly stand it anymore, and then I'm going to get it cut off really, really short. So we'll see how it goes. I can always change my mind and decide to color it again if I want to, but for right now I decided I'm going to try growing it out. And I'm 50, going to be 51 on Halloween, just so you know. So I've been coloring it for over 40 years. And the other thing is, I wanted to tell you guys, first of all, I went on my retreat last week, and it was wonderful. It was so great. And I was talking last week in my video about how a lot of things started with me out of spite, but can't continue that way. And I was talking last week how I had a sponsor who said if I drank, she would fire me. It's so funny how I thought, you're not going to fire me, lady, instead of, thank you for doing this, because it is a free position. And my attitude was what you weren't going to do to me, instead of, thank you for what you're helping me do. And it's taken a long time for me to realize, thank you for what you're helping me do, and to get to that place. So I was going on a spiritual retreat last weekend, and it was amazing. And the one thing that, when I was growing up, we didn't really go to church, but we listened to Breakfast with the Beatles every Sunday. And music was our church. And I started to connect my connection to God to, if I heard the Beatles on a Sunday, it was a sign from God. And then I started getting a little less rigid of, if I heard the Beatles on a Tuesday, that could be a sign from God too. Or if I saw somebody with a Beatles shirt on, that could be a sign from God. So I get all these signs from God every day, and the Beatles is one of my main signs, hearing Beatles music or seeing somebody with a Beatles shirt on. So at the spiritual retreat this weekend, the last song they sang was Let It Be, and it was on a Sunday. And that was pretty incredible, and I knew that was God speaking to me. Another thing I've been talking to you guys about is that I've lost weight. I've been in pain for over 7 weeks, going on my 8th week. I've never had a flare-up this bad in my life. And I was line dancing on Tuesday, teaching my second class with 2 amazing other people. And I've been in so much pain, and I've been having like chest pain under my breastbone, all across my chest, but mostly on the left side, on my shoulder blade, on my left arm. And I kept thinking it was my neck and my thoracic. And one of the girls at my class said, it might be your gallbladder. So I called my primary care doctor, and I went in to see her. I couldn't get in with my regular person, and I got in with a new person, and I told her, one of my friends said it could be my gallbladder. So she pressed on spots on my abdomen and sent me for an abdomen ultrasound. So I went this morning, and I already got the results, and I found out that I have a mass on my pancreas. And they don't know if it's cancer or not, but it explains the pain that I've been in and that it hasn't gone away. And I'm scared. I'm not petrified. I don't know what the future holds for me. I've never known what the future has held for me. But what I can tell you is that I've learned how to advocate for myself, and I've learned how to keep going on. And if somebody can't hear me, to go to the next person. And every person I've gone to has heard me. And so I kept going to pain management thinking it was my neck and my thoracic, because a lot of my symptoms that I'm having mimicked that, except for it hasn't gone away. And I've been in physical therapy 3 times a week. And thank God I've been able to tell the truth, instead of my old people pleasing, which is saying, oh, it's okay. Yeah, I think it's helping, when it wasn't. And I was able to tell her the other day, I've been coming to physical therapy for almost 5 weeks. And some days I feel like it's doing nothing. And she said, why don't you call your primary care doctor, along with my friends, thinking it was my gallbladder. And I was able to get in yesterday, and that's what got me to order my test today. And I actually got my test results back before the doctor, and I was calling friends that I know who used to be nurses, or who are nurses. I don't want to say used to be, who are nurses. And when I found out from my doctor, I have to go have another CAT scan done and blood work, and I'm gonna have to have, I'm sure, a biopsy to see if this is cancerous or not. but it does explain some of the weight loss. And so I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. And thank you to everybody who's watching. Please stay safe, stay tuned, and I will see you all next week.